Nobody can explain the shave theory. It's still unknown to the human race right now.
Their music is different from what you would regularly hear. For someone who would flip on the radio and that being their source of music, they wouldn't understand the Shaved Asians.
Actually, I recall emails of people saying, "What was that? Where can I buy it?"
The shave theory is fucked. Never mind about the shave theory.
If you go right to the beginning, it's when probably when Josh Lima moved into our neighborhood. And we called him Spidey at the time because he wore a Spider-Man Halloween costume, which wasn't red and blue, but it was green and white instead. And we called him, he was much smaller than we were younger. And he moved in and he was like the little kid among older kids, so we thought he was pretty cool. Everyone grew up together, Ian, Josh, myself, and some other people, and then everybody went their separate ways, came back together later in life. And then there was a time when my parents went to Hawaii.
I think that was the summer of '99 or the spring of '99. And Mike's parents were away in Hawaii, and we decided we were going to record the first Shaved Asians album in Hawaii.
And during that time, I knew Josh, who lives next door to me, had a 4-track. I said, "Josh, get the 4-track out, we'll make some music." I didn't know how to make music.
We got all our instruments together, whatever we had, whatever that we could make sounds with, we just got it there, we put it together, brought it into Mike's living room.
And I knew Josh played guitar, he has guitars and stuff. So we brought it over, the 4-track, and we had an amplifier and some guitars. And we just started, and a keyboard, that was key to the beginning, the keyboard, because I could play the keyboard without fucking it up too badly.
And that was it. The spring of '99 is when basically the Shaved Asians manifested into reality.
Say, man, tell them what happened to you when you rode on that elevator.
Oh, yeah. I was on the elevator the other day, playing with my change and staring at the wall.
The first song on the album was called Hawaii, and it was dedicated to Michael's parents who left to go to Hawaii where they were generous enough to give us the space to make this legendary first album.
We were at the time listening to a William Shatner album with Leonard Nimoy on the album as well. And so that had an influence because that's a crazy album. If you ever get to listen to it, it's an awesome, crazy thing.
I've never once had a complaint about the name. And I mean, usually if it has anything to do with music and it's a complaint, it ends up on my desk sooner or later, and I've never had that. I think it's an asset, actually. I'd love to know how they came up with that one.
Josh and I were having a discussion about pornography.
And so what happened is that Mike, he had come to me one day and he said, "Josh," or he said, "Dickie." And he said, "Dickie, I can't get no free porn off the internet." And so I showed him what was going on. I showed him into the underground. I showed him, and he said, "We found a category called the Shaved Asians." And then we were looking at these Shaved Asians, you know. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's an Asian that's shaved.
Offhandedly, I said, "Shaved Asians, that would make a good name for a band."
Wow, that'd be a great name for a rock and roll band. And I said, "Yes, it would. That would be a fantastic name for a rock and roll band." And so after that, that was it, you know. We called ourselves the Shaved Asians. We didn't have no songs or nothing like that, but, you know, we had the name.
And that was probably, I think, a year or two before we actually jammed in my parents' living room. And that's when we made those recordings. We said, this is the Shaved Asians.
If there was another name, I can't remember.
Ian, he just came. He came to Brampton, and then we're like, he comes, because he lives in London, came to visit for the weekend. And it was like, what do we do? Let's jam. The Jim Morrison of London, Ontario.
That's me.
And Brampton.
And Brampton. Officially Brampton.
Ian, what's cooler, Brampton or London?
I'd have to say Brampton. If you like country, go to London. A lot of hicks
Country
out there.
music?
Nah, just country area.
Country.
Yeah. Brampton's the place to be. It's where I should be, but I'm not, so I'm sorry.
It was never really a joining. I've been playing with Josh and Mike since we were like little kids, pretending, whatever. We didn't join. It was just something that was there.
Because Ian was doing some cool stuff with his guitar and bass, interesting sounds and stuff, and he just has that same kind of mental insanity that all of us have.
It's great. It's, as I mentioned, very different from what you would hear on like a top 40 radio station. It is obscure in a creative sense.
For the average music buyer, I would say that, you know, they would probably say, what the hell is this? Really? Because they can't contextualize it with all of the other genres of music that are out there.
If you dig it, you don't. Fuck, who cares? Enjoy it. It's not bad, it's not good. It's all sounds and music.
I don't know if I can make the sound, but it's the sound of essentially the tragic victims who have descended into hell, you see. It's the crying of humanity is the sound of the Shaved Asians, the cryings.
It doesn't fall within a traditional genre, the very first time I heard it. That was the first one, but you know, the second one, when they put some of their archival material together and that, it crossed all genres. It was just pretty amazing stuff.
They have, what is it, 100 million songs or something like that? 20 albums? It's crazy.
I'd see if it's like 17 or 18 albums and say it's 10 songs, it's like 170. I'd say we have like 200 songs.
I would have to say 123, give or take a few.
According to my count, because I was responsible in burning all the Shaved Asian stuff, and basically it came down to what was called the MP3 canon, burning it down onto a CD version. And according to my count, it's 163 songs.
Straight Highway 10 has got to be one of the most interesting compositions. Straight Highway 10 sounds like a very serious composition instrumentally, and The Death of All Men, I mean, it epitomizes a bunch of guys getting together and just having a hell of a good time.
I can't say I've heard all of them. I think it's Call of the Mystical Loon. Not a lot of bands can get that out, and I mean, it's not, they don't have that number of songs for the sake of having that number of songs. It's, you know, all right, let's do it, and they did it. You're not going to be sitting around thinking, oh, when are they going to release a new album? I mean, by the time you're done listening to their other album, because it was, you know, 10 hours long, you go, all right, their new album is available.
We've only heard 3 complete albums. One was basically an EP that had only 1 lengthy track on it. I want to hear some of their newer stuff. I want to hear some of their really old stuff, and not remixed, not, you know, not reproduced. Just, I want to hear it in its raw initial form.
None of the official albums have ever been released. Only the Shaved Asians compilation collection albums have been released, and a few of our live albums.
We didn't even know when we first charted. We didn't know. It was a mystery to us.
It was like maybe about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was unemployed at the time. And I was just going through the sites and stuff, and I came across the CKLN site. I decided to check out some things. And there I discovered that the very most of the Shaved Asians had debuted at the number 2 position. And when I saw that, it was like a shock running up my spine and through the frontal lobe.
And so we were like, holy shit, we got to send this album to more radio stations. So we did. We made more major releases across Canada-wide. And we got response from CIUT.
At last count that I was aware of, we're the biggest campus community station in Canada. Our charts hold a lot of weight with publications nationally, just by virtue of the fact that there's a potential of 8 million listeners to our station.
And made it on the charts, eventually number 2 on the charts. I think it debuted at number 2 on the charts. And from there, because CIUT has such a massive audience, it went to the national charts, earshot charts.
It was our very first release, and it was really amazing to see.
You know, I'm proud to say that within a day of receiving it, we had played the entire track.
It was very exciting when we found out that we made it on the charts and beat a lot of indie bands, and just getting that respect, like, is awesome.
It blows my mind that people out of Brampton and the music that they come up with beats people like the Flaming Lips.
There's a bunch of bands like No Means No, maybe DOA.
Let's talk about Constantines and Frank Black. Probably we beat him.
There we are. There they are at number 1. Some of the people that were on that chart for this week was Christiana, Apples and Stereo, Interpol.
Maybe Puff Daddy, maybe Jay-Z, I don't know.
For the Shaved Asians to top them, that's great.
Well, they're in pretty good company. They're in darn good company.
I like when people are crushed by someone who's superior to them. Or not even superior, but deserves it more.
You got to enjoy what you do. You just play to enjoy what you do. And, you know, forget about, I'm the best, you're the best, I'm the best, you're the best. Forget about it, man. Just enjoy the sounds you hear.
You just have to listen to commercial radio, and it's pretty clear that the mainstream, the mainstay of popular music today is heavily produced music, is music that is just it's just like everything else. You know, it doesn't stand out as a particular style.
Well, basically, if you want to make number 1, which I think everybody is striving for, if you want to make number 1, the best thing that you can do, or from our perspective, the Shaved Asian side, is what we did to make number 1 with the psychedelia of the Shaved Asians, is that at the stroke of midnight, we began to seal the envelopes of the CDs we were sending out. So, and on top of that, we seal the envelopes during a full moon. So I believe that that's the proper way to go.
You do not need a machine behind you. You do not need money behind you. If your music's good, it stands on its own, and you basically are in equal competition with everybody else. And this is a perfect example of that.
Well, we figured we made enough albums. We did that, you know, the engineering element of rock and roll music. We put it all together and it was there.
It had run its course. We made 17 albums in like 2 years, and that was that was the end of it. We're finished at that point.
What we haven't done was put on a live show for the people. You know, we never did that at the time, is to make rock and roll music live for the people.
We didn't feel that we were a complete as a band unit unless we perform live.
Here they are, the Shave Nations. Put your hands together.
Drums in general are great, and just what they had going on with their pedals, their delays, and their instruments they used. It was kazoos, I believe. Visually great on top of the music, and then of course they brought out the octopus with the hand cream all over him. Dangling it into the crowd. I was one of the lucky ones to get some of the hand cream on all over me, my hair, on my coat, and everything. I thought it was great.
We don't play the songs on the albums as much as we'd like to. We play in a style that is spontaneous. We don't rehearse, and we don't write. Most of the time, we don't write songs, and so we can't really recreate those in a live performance because we don't know how to do them again without working hard, and and for us to rehearse and stuff, it would not be that much fun, so we don't do it. And so the stuff that we do live is an extension of what we do recording. It's the same kind of thing. We just do it for other people around. We have fun, and we try to do things that are mind expanding.
This is like Celine Dion on acid, under having hallucinations. I can't see them ever playing Vegas, but hey, who knows?
You're up at maybe say 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're wishing that you'd be somewhere else in the world, and then out of nowhere an idea pops in your head. How should you play a live show? We got to play a live show. How should you play the live show? And so that's where the ideas come from, usually between 3 o'clock in the morning, which and about say 6 o'clock in the morning, during a process of chronic unemployment.
How are you guys? Are you good? Is everyone good?
I wanted it to be entertaining and enjoyable. Everybody on the bill had a different style, and it wasn't something that everyone has necessarily heard before. So right off the bat, the Shaved Asians had to be on the bill. They had, it was like a bingo roller, and they picked out numbers on ping pong balls, and they would ping them out into the audience, and someone would get the number, and they would come up on stage and win a prize.
Show was my favorite live performance.
I was on keyboards, and Josh was on drums, and Mike was giving out the gifts and on vocals. That was, you know, that was the greatest.
Smash the ball, Brian! See what's inside, see what you want! I'm gonna follow this shit. What'd you win? What'd you open it? Open it up! What'd you win? A balloon animal of your choosing! What's...
It was the love, you know. I don't know if the people in the crowd were picking it up, but what we were doing is we were giving. We were giving to the people, you know. We were giving prizes for nothing, for nothing.
What do you want? A goat. A goat. Goat.
It was fun, you know what I mean? It was not just fun for us, I don't think. It was mainly fun for us, but it was also fun, I think, for the audience. We worked to involve the audience.
You're the winner!
I think there were some mixed reactions. Like we mentioned, people might not necessarily grasp the Shaved Asians off the bat. So there were some people with, you know, kind of a, what is this type of expression.
Number is number 8. 8! Who's got 8?
Well, there was no reason for why would a band give to the people, you know? There was no reasons. But we were giving it anyways. We were giving them all kinds of things, all kinds of prizes. You know, in the name of love, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Who's got a winner?
Mike would, he drew your portrait on stage. If you won that, he would draw your portrait right then and there.
Custom portrait of yourself, drawn by Sir Mike.
A custom portrait of yourself, drawn by Sir Mike. All right. I brought a marker and some paper. Don't move. Okay, here we go. Yes, okay, good so far.
If that girl is watching this tape, the blonde girl with the dreadlocks, send me an email via Josh, because it's his email on the thing.
That was most definitely the most exciting, most energetic show that we've ever played. We've only played 2 shows, but that was definitely the show that the people should have been at.
Here you go. What's your name? Justine.
I'd hope that they would continue to perform live. I hope they'd continue to make the albums. there are rumors going around that they might call it quits.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the Shaved Asians are dead, and I'm going solo.
We could come up with a 4-disc, 5 discs, 20 more discs. I don't know. Who knows? Anything is possible.
Who knows, you know, maybe one day you're going to find them on a soundtrack of a commercial. It's a possibility.
It'd be a shame for someone to just start up into them and have them call it quits. I'd like them to keep going.
Just because we're Shaved Asians and someone else is, I don't know, Jimi Hendrix or whatever else, or whatever. You're alive, you're dead, you're here, you play music, the sounds, anything is possible.
The Shaved Asians and their success is like a storybook of how to go about doing things. You don't need a huge machine behind you to be successful in music.
Maybe something, maybe nothing. Either way, doesn't matter, you know. Life goes on.
But right now, I don't exactly know what I'm going to do with these songs that I've been making, but most definitely I'm going to break from the Shaved Asians. You know, it's only a matter of time, really.
So I would say, hey, go out and do your individual projects, but don't forget that you're part of something bigger.
All right. Big shouts out to my main man, Pinky.
Yeah, you heard Pinky. Yeah, big shouts to the DJ. I want to give a shout out to Jolene. She works at the Dairy Queen.
Much love to Heather.
Yeah, big respect. Big respect for the Dairy Queen.
I gotta smoke and drink. See ya.